Alrighty guys, so I finally decided to set time aside and I'm actually doing stars in my truck's headliner. So here's the kit. So it's an 800 piece star kit. This is the driver for the stars. And then I got strip lights that go down the panoramic, so it should look like, where is it? This one. It should look like that when it's done. But I got it all marked out, all the dots, broke it into 4 sections, so that corner is one section and each corner is a section. And then it comes with 2 rolls of 400 fibers. And now I finished poking all the holes through, and then I drilled through the plastic, but not all the way, because I found that if you drill all the way, you destroy the actual cloth. So drilled through the plastic and then sent a needle through all 800 holes. And then once it's daylight, it's currently dark out. Once it's daylight, I'll show you the tough part of getting the headliner out, because there's no real good videos on it. And as far as the driver location, it's kind of a big block, but it's gonna go basically in this corner is where I'm hoping it will fit in the truck. So now I'm gonna start landing the fibers through the headliner, and this should be a great time. Alright guys, so quick little update. This is the current state that it's in. So I got all the lights in. So this is, I just landed these 400 lights. So I poked all the holes. As you can see, I marked them, poked all the holes out with a needle, and then put all the lights through there. So this is how it looks, and then this is how it's gonna look once it's all wire managed neatly. So it's all going in the spots that it needs to, and it goes all the way down up front. And then made sure to keep it out of the way of the magnets. That's just hot glue. So then I hot glued all the ends so that they don't move. And then now I gotta just wire manage this and then work on getting it in. Oh, and then I gotta add the LED strip lights, which I'll show once I get them in. And then work on putting it in the truck. So keep you updated. Got this side now all wire managed, as you can see here. And then we also got the LED strip light going down the whole side, along with the same over here. And then it wires over, splitter to the main box, and then extended the leads over to then be spliced in with this box here. And then I made a tail that is gonna go down the pillar. And then I just threw on these connectors. So then this will go down the pillar, plug into this, and now I gotta run that somewhere all the way up front and probably through the firewall. So that's what I'm working on now, but figured I'd show you what it looks like with all the wire. Okay, so just gonna show you the wiring that I've done in the truck. Don't mind all the snow, it's only April 12th. Of course we get snow in New England. But so I pulled the wheel liner down and then went through the firewall, as you can see there, up, and then connected to one of the auxiliary wires that gives power once the truck's on. And then so I had to pull this off, so I ran the wire up and through the firewall over there, underneath all this, underneath, and then into the back. You can see it's tucked right in there, goes over, follows all those wires, and then right now I just have it right here ready to be plugged in for when I have the wire coming down the column. But as far as how the inside looks, I don't know if I've shown it yet, but that's what it's going to look like if you pull yours down, if you attempt to do something like this. So you're going to have 2 plugs up there. You're going to have one down, tucked down there, which is super hard to get. That took me forever to unplug, so it's going to take forever to replug it. And then I believe you have a plug over there, and then another one in that corner that you got unplugged. And then this is basically all held up with magnets. So you got magnets following all around the perimeter of the panoramic. And then you just have the plastic pieces that go there. And then like this one goes in that back corner. And I had to undo the seatbelt to get this piece off. But aside from that, it wasn't too bad. So now we gotta see about trying to get this back in here and see if the box actually fits up in that far corner. So hopefully it does with no problems. And then the other box is gonna go right in between those two motors. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I got the headliner all put back in. I'll be completely transparent. The only thing, don't mind the towel, because that's something else. The box is in this corner and there wasn't really enough space, so you do see a tiny bump out where the box is. So that corner isn't completely 100% put back the way it should be, but it's like 98% there. But everything else went together smoothly. That's my only issue with it, so that's the only reason I wouldn't be 100% satisfied with it. But for my first time, I'll take it. But with the lights on, I'll show you how it looks. Alright, so that's how it looks with the lights on. So came out pretty good. Got the stars. It's an 800 star piece kit. And then I went all around, and then also underneath the visor. And I see some people, if you don't drill the plastic, your stars are going to end like here. So that's why I drilled all the plastic on the back side of the star headliner actually. And I got the strip lights going down the panoramic. And let's see how it looks with it open. Yeah, you don't really see it actually. It's still bright out. But yeah, it came out looking pretty sick. So as long as you have a lot of patience, it's not honestly that bad. If you have a panoramic, hiding the box is going to be pretty hard, also depending on the size of the box, because you got to go from, say, one corner all the way around, make a 90, and then all the way down. So your strands have to be super long if you want to put it behind the seats. That's why I put it up above the headrest, or headliner. And then what other tip would I recommend? Also, when cutting the strands, I was using a nail clipper and I was like pushing up on the headliner and clipping them so that it was completely flush, like you wouldn't feel it at all. But then some of the strands got buried, so it might look like some dark spots. So I ended up cutting these like exactly flush, or if not a little, yeah, they're exactly flush. But that's one tip. Trying to think what else. This is how they look once it's actually dark outside, so they're actually really bright. The only other thing I meant to mention before when doing the kit is that if your kit has two strands, so like my kit had two strands of 400 optics each. So I control it right here on my iPad. I got the app, so this is one app for, this does the panoramic. Let's see. So now they're off, and then on. And then this is the other app for the stars. But for the stars, where is it? Mode. That's not it. Red and green. So like, if you wanted to do two colors, I can't, because I did one side of 400 and the other side 400, not knowing that you're supposed to mix them. So now when one side's red, the other side's green. So it looks kind of stupid doing two colors. So I normally just don't even mess with that, because I just keep it on one color, and then I haven't even messed with this. So maybe twinkle, and then 4. And that looks pretty good with the twinkle. Camera doesn't really pick it up, but it is twinkling. And then let's see. You can do music with the both of them. So like play. So you can match the strobes to music, which is pretty cool. And if you pause it, it just ends on whatever it was at. Just switch to color, and then you can change it to whatever color you want. So I'm just gonna match it to the stars, which is right about there. But all in all, I'd say it came out great. It looks really sick at night. It looks best with the visor closed, the sunroof visor, because if it's open, I don't know, I forget if I've already opened it with you guys. You see the lights in the window, so that doesn't look great. So I just rock with it closed because that looks best that way. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer, because I was pretty lost when doing this myself, because there was no real good videos showing step by step on how to do this. But yeah, only took maybe a week or two doing it after work, staying up till like midnight. But I'd probably do it again instead of paying someone. So thanks for watching, and hope your install goes well if you decide to try this.